You're listening to the CLE Show.
Hi, and welcome to episode 17 of the CLE Show. I'm your host, Jay, and this week we have a special treat for you, our listeners, from Valerie Mayan, Cleveland clothing designer and entrepreneur. She gives us a teaser of what to expect from what is the final Hullabaloo fashion show, one of the highlights of Cleveland's social scene. Hullabaloo is happening on Saturday, November 3rd at the Madison in Cleveland. Tickets are on sale now. And here's the rest of the events that I think should be on your calendar. September sees the Cleveland Botanical Garden kick off its Hoppy Hour on Wednesdays. From September 5th through to October 24th, some of the most popular Cleveland singer-songwriters are slated to play this autumnal live music series, including Jason Patrick Myers, Thor Platter, Brent Kirby, and Madeline Finn. The Scenic Route take their act acoustically to Pix in Akron on the 9th. The Village Bicycle are at the Winchester Music Tavern in Lakewood on the 14th. Cleveland's Museum of Contemporary Art announced a performance series called Loaded, which will incorporate elements of art and music from our region and beyond. Friday, September 14th, it starts with a local artist and musician, David Russell, along with a post-punk duo from Chicago and Akron's prog rock Actual Form. Seafair is releasing its new single, Try, at Mahal's, along with Atomic Weapons and Moonbow. It will be your last few chances to see Orange Animal in our area this year. Don't miss their performances at the Heights Music Hop on the 15th, Euclid Tavern on the 22nd, or at the High Arts Festival on October 6th in Akron. The Outside Voices, the Hawkeyes from Pittsburgh, and Coup de Grace will be at the Venice Cafe in Kent on the 21st. And on September 2nd, Michelle Romary's acoustic trio will be performing at the Orchard Bar and Table in Port Clinton. Here's a track from her EP, Floating Shift. You can hear this and all her other work on her website at michelleromary.com.
It doesn't matter what's important to me, only that you are happy and the world in your sight is right. Anyway, impress me with your vanity. You can't mask what you don't see. Your feelings are worth more than mine. Anyway, go ahead and go to sleep, baby. Rest your head 'cause you're tired of me. I'll wake up and I won't even know this. Anyway, your quips are just nonsense and embarrassing self-defense. Keep hiding behind your big words. Anyway, it's fine, I'll take second place in your race to your escape. I'll finish behind your pretenses. Anyway, go ahead and go to sleep, baby. Rest your head 'cause you're tired of me. I'll wake up and I won't even know this. Anyway, that story sounds very familiar. It must be all about me. Let's continue to fight over who knows what all day, every day. Go ahead, go to sleep, angry. Rest your head 'cause you're tired of me. I'll wake up and I won't even know this. Anyway, I'm better when I am alone. No one could distance themselves from me. No one alone, and I'll wake up and won't even know you. Anyway, I'll awake as before and won't know you anymore. I'll awake and I
All right, we're joined by Valerie Mayan, the genius behind Yellow Cake Shop, and this year's Boohoo, very sad, the last Hullabaloo. What's going on, Valerie?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
So you're preparing, I'm sure. We're talking about an event happening in November, but I'm sure you're all hands on deck getting ready for what is the last Hullabaloo, apparently, right?
Right. Yeah, we are about 2.5 months out, so it's kind of crunch time for us now, but all of the big pieces are in place, and we're just kind of nailing down details and confirming vendors and marketing.
And the theme this year is the Sweet Escape, and you've released some very tantalizing photos on social media recently. So what's behind the theme then?
So every year, when we do Hullabaloo, we try to tie ourselves to a nonprofit that would inspire the collection. And this year we're working with Wigs for Kids. And we just figured, people often mistake us for a baking company or a pastry shop. And, Wigs for Kids is eponymous for working with children. And we figured what better theme than, what kids love most. Sweets, ice cream, cake, donuts. And we also figured, Cleveland is a food town. People here love their pierogies, they love their bacon, they love their donuts. And so we said, why not just go, full tilt and tongue-in-cheek and, make it really fun and light and whimsical and, really kind of stick to our namesake.
Fabulous. So I've seen, I personally haven't been to one of your events. I'm sort of new to Cleveland, so I'm glad that I was going to be able to catch this last event. But these things are not just a fashion show. This is not just, some women parading down an aisle. This is an experience. What can people expect?
Yeah, so we typically, dub Hullabaloo a fun-filled fashion extravaganza. And essentially, it's not like any other fashion show. It's not as stuffy or as, high society as some people might think, that you find in New York or LA or Chicago. We're just, we want to put on a good show, but we also want to provide a good time. So there's dancing, there's drinking, there's typically, a pre-show and a post-show. So we usually have some kind of musical or dance component for the intro, like a vignette of sorts, professional dancers. Year 4, we had aerial silk dancers coming from the ceiling. I mean,
nice.
It's kind of just an all-around, experience. There's photo booths, there's a candy bar, there are some, fun, like a mini nail express bar. And then this year we also have a menswear designer, William Frederick Clothing. And so we're really excited, to offer just kind of an all-around experience. If you don't like fashion, you're going to love the food and the drinks and the dancing and the music, And if you don't like that, well then, you can always read a book and stay at home.
And the shopping, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah. The shopping is also a big component. I usually sell most of the collection that evening right off the models. And then we also have our ready-to-wear line available for sale, as well as other local favorite vendors. We have skincare, we have jewelry, we have graphic tees, we have food. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of something for everyone. And it is also kid-friendly. That's something that we really try to press, because we know a lot of our clients have kids, and we also know a lot of kids who watch Project Runway and are into what we do. So we try to make it, a little bit of fun for everybody.
That's great. And you mentioned, this isn't like a stuffy event you'd find in New York, and obviously, yes, you participated in the Project Runway reality show and had, some success with that. Are you ever tempted? I mean, why Cleveland? Have you ever tempted to go somewhere else?
Well, I can go and do events in other cities. That's not the problem. I mean, we did Nashville Fashion Week in April. We're doing a show at the Mall of America in Minnesota in October. We're going to be doing Utah Fashion Week next year. And we do get requests for, shows in Toronto, Vancouver, New York. And really just up to scheduling and budget, So doing shows in other cities is not hard. We just kind of felt like, Cleveland's been good to us, and it's affordable to live here, and we can have a much more sustainable studio living in Cleveland than we could in New York. It's kind of a rat race in bigger cities, and the overhead is just crazy, and it's hard enough being an American-made fashion designer. So, to keep our costs lower and to keep us sustainable, we live in a sustainable city.
And I think that was, the first time I heard you talk about, this whole idea of fashion with a conscience. It really kind of made me think, going forward, the kind of choices that I make when I buy clothing, you know, ever since I sort of met you and learned more about your brand. How can people make better decisions, you know, obviously besides buying Yellow Cake, or buying local, you know, how can they know that they're making an ethical choice? Yeah.
Right. You know, that is a really hard thing, but there are a couple apps, you know, just search anywhere on the iTunes App Store, but there's also, I think, an app called Good on You, and it basically kind of gives ratings of bigger companies, you know, how sustainable they are, how, you know, honest and ethical they are in their production. And, you know, if all else fails, people can, you know, thrift. Thrifting is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint, to mix high-end and low-end. And, you know, there are a handful of brands, you know, it's so easy now to search on social media, looking on Instagram, just search the hashtag handmade, American made, ethically made, you know, the buzzwords that are, you know, you probably normally search. And there's definitely, you know, a litany of, you know, of brands that can do that. So that's one way to start. But again, you know, buying secondhand, buying on Poshmark, on, you know, sites where people are selling their own clothing secondhand, Avalon Exchange, Plato's Closet, places like that. That's a great way to kind of, you know, a loophole of the system where you can still buy the brands you love, but at least, you know, you're buying them secondhand.
Yeah.
And so that's the way to get through. But yeah, it is hard to, you know, you can't check everything. You know, you can't buy your underwear, your toothpaste, your basics, you know, American made all the time, because it can get costly. But for those that want to, there are options for almost everything out there. You just have to dig a little bit deeper.
So after Hullabaloo, what's the future for Valerie? What's the future for Yellow Cake? What's in store?
Well, definitely some sleep, probably a little sleep. But, you know, the thing with Yellow Cake is that we're growing, and that's really the main reason why we're kind of closing the chapter on Hullabaloo for now, because we really just feel like it's been a challenge for us as both entities are growing, as Yellow Cake and Hullabaloo have grown to what they are now. It's been really challenging to keep up with both as they're growing, because it's, you know, there's only one of me and a few on our team. And, you know, we just really felt like we wanted to give all of our attention to Yellow Cake because it was growing faster, and it's just a little bit more sustainable for us and long term. And we felt like once Yellow Cake was in more stores, once, you know, we reached a certain benchmark, once we had a bigger warehouse and studio space, then we'd be able to maybe consider doing a smaller fashion show event type further down the road. Or we don't have to. You know, we're finding that we're getting invited to a lot of other fashion shows in other cities and other states, and we're being paid to attend. Our costs are being covered. So it's more lucrative for us, and it's a better way for us to get our brand out there beyond the walls of Cleveland and Ohio. You know, there's a great big world out there, and we want to make sure that everyone, you know, is available to Yellow Cake. And that's the way we can do it, so that we can put Cleveland on the map. And it allows us to have a broader reach and, you know, keep our cost zone. So that really helps.
Fantastic. You heard it here. Yellow Cake taking over the world. I love it.
Yeah.
And you've been very kind to allow our listeners like a special discount, not only on the tickets for Hullabaloo, but also a discount at the Yellow Cake shop for the regular collections. So if you visit www.yellowcakeshop.com, that's www.yellowcakeshop.com, and enter the CLE show, all one word, you'll get a 15% discount. And if we've tempted you to get those tickets for the Hullabaloo, then you can go on to www.doyoubaloo.com and enter in the CLE show, and you can get a discount on the tickets as well. Thank you so much, Valerie, and for the team for providing that. We really are very excited.
Yeah, we're really excited about it too. And, you know, as much as I'm sad that it's going to be off of our agenda next year, it's going to be the biggest and the best show we've ever had. So definitely
do not want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. And I can't make any promises, but the finale may include roller skating dancers, confetti, and possibly a marching band. That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness. We'll leave it at that. I can't top that. Thanks so much, Valerie, for joining us.
Yeah.
excuses and the pleas. Excuses and the pleas. Last attempt and final words to try and make some peace. Try and make some peace. But by now his heart was cold and every bone was bad. Every bone was bad. This is what happens when you mess around with. When you mess around with one bullet to the head, another for good measure. The body fell straight to the floor in broad and twisted pleasure. Went by and in the field, police had found the gun. Police had found the gun. His prints were on it, they had him. Suspect number one. Suspect number one. But he was loco, bad and rough, and he knew just what to do. He knew just what to do. He cut his fingertips right off. Police would have no proof. Police would have no one finger at a time, erasing any trail of the things that he had done. And that's the tale of one bullet to the head, another for good measure. Some weeks ago, but no one dared stand witness against El Machado. Against El Machado. One bullet to the head, another for good measure. The body fell straight to the floor in broad and twisted pleasure. Do you got no proof? What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof. What you gonna do? You got no. What you gonna do? You got no proof.
That was Desmond Jones, a Michigan band that we featured on our Beatles-themed episode, and they're coming to Cleveland on September 14th at the Beachland Ballroom to play alongside Swap Meet and Blue Moon Soup, which is a Ohio bluegrass quartet. If you're looking to snag some tickets for this show, you can head over to Blue Man Soup's Facebook page, where there are details on how to be part of their street team and get some tickets and maybe some free swag. Next up, we have some juicy little goodness for you. It's Distracted, an all-girl rock alternative band from the Cleveland area. And on their 1-year anniversary, they've just released a full-length album called Picture This, which is available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music. So go get it. Here's a track off that album. It's called Untold. Now we have Fifth House. They'll be opening for Wadsworth's Southern rock group Walking in Circles on September 29th at Stella's Music Club on East 9th. Here's Leave You in the Dark.
Our friendship was a flower wrapped in cellophane. I could see right through you and you never let me in your house. It was a magazine display. It was never lived in. It always stayed the same. And I've never felt so used before. And I think I'll leave you in the dark, all alone with your abusive language and your made-up stories and bruised mentality. 'Cause I don't need you anymore. You only kept me for your sick advantage and attention-grabbing bruised mentality. writing letters to yourself. Now you're posting pictures just as if they're truly from your friends are always checking in on you. 'Cause you left us hanging and you throw your problems back on me. I've never felt so used before, and I think I'll leave you in the dark, all alone with your abusive language and your made up stories and bruised mentality. 'Cause I don't need you anymore. You've only kept me for your sick advantage and attention grabbing bruised mentality.
That's it for this week. Remember, check out yellowcakeshop.com or doyoubaloo.com and enter the CLE show. That's all one word. That's your special podcast listener discount for clothing or tickets to the final Hullabaloo on Saturday, November 3rd at the Madison. Big thanks to Valerie Mayan and the team at Yellow Cake for hooking us up with that. Now, to play us out, we have a band from Columbus, Todd and the Bad Ideas. Here's a track off its album Kaleidoscope Mind called One Last Word. You can grab it on cdbaby.com. As always, thanks for listening. Have a good one.
One last word is all it took. One last word you said. One last word said recklessly for the thoughts inside my head. One last word in anger. Just one last thing to say. That one last word changed everything. Built the wall that's in our way. Since then at that time reflecting, too much time to think. Replayed it over and over, awakened in my dreams. Would things be different now if we just let it go? We haven't spoken since, so I guess we'll never know. One last word tore us apart, brought us to the end, cut through me straight to my heart, and I just can't forget. One last word, a last shot, one last parting shot. I bet a man could turn the other cheek, but I'm sure I'd rather not. Since then I've had time to obsess what I do differently. Reliving it over and over, I just can't let it be. Has too much time gone by for us to make amends? It's too late now that you're gone, but sometimes I still pretend.